want to know? If somebody told you I was just your average, ordinary guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied.
Welcome to Fanboy and the Snob. I'm Chad.
I am Chris.
Today we're talking about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
2002, Sony Pictures.
You finally get to talk about a superhero movie.
No, we talked about Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah. Finally get to talk about a
real superhero movie. All right, yeah, I'll agree to that. Damn, this movie was good.
Back in 2002.
I can't believe it's I think Spider-Man 2 is the best superhero movie ever made, but
this is the best origin.
This is the
I think. Now, what was your first reaction when you finished watching this movie for the first time?
As a kid, I was like, wow, Spider-Man's fucking awesome. Like, I was so into it. I had been like, one of the first comics I ever got was like CVS was doing a promotion and they handed me like an old Spider-Man comic or something. Remember when they were doing that? Like way back. And I had like 3 of them and they were just random like Spider-Man comics that ended with CVS product placement. And I was like, Spider-Man's pretty cool. And then I read about, him just in general cursory knowledge. And then I saw the movie and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Like, I was never into Marvel as a kid. I was a DC guy.
Spider-Man is and has always been like my favorite hero. It goes between like him and Daredevil.
Yeah, they're both really cool.
But I remember always watching.
I like Superman.
You would.
I fucking love Superman.
That explains your personality. No, but I remember as a kid, like always reading, like trying to read the Spider-Man comics. And then watching the animated series and all that. Did you ever watch?
Yeah, I watched a lot of the animated series. Good. Shocker! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth. The most over dramatic line reading ever for some reason. I always thought Shocker was a really cool villain from that show. I just like the look of him. And Scorpion was super cool.
Yeah, they did Shocker dirty in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Because
they made him a bitch. Spider-Man takes him out like nothing.
No, he gets killed by Vulture.
Vulture, yeah, that's true.
Because why not, right?
Yeah.
I hated the new movies.
I like Vulture.
Only because it was played by Costner.
Costner?
Who was that one then? I get them all confused.
Michael Keaton.
All right. Keaton, Costner, and Escape from New York Man all look very similar, all right? It's not my fault.
You're awful. Dare you say that about Kurt Russell?
Keaton, Costner, Kurt. Come on, man. Like, how can I not get them confused all the time?
For me, it probably goes Kurt Russell, Michael Keaton, and
I do Keaton, Russell.
Really?
Or no, I go Costner, Russell.
You just like the Postman.
We
should do a video on
No,
that.
I like Field of Dreams.
Did you ever see the Postman?
No.
Oh my god, we're watching that movie.
Nah.
Iggy Pop's in it.
Oh boy, it's one of those.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Spider-Man.
Yeah. Dude.
No, I remember being a kid being like so hyped for this movie. Just the opening credits get you like.
I saw it in the drive-thru. I saw it and Lilo and Stitch in the drive-thru, and I was like, Spider-Man 1, like 100%. And I fucking like. Oh, how do you explain it? It's so good. It nails the writers. They understood what a Spider-Man story was. Spider-Man wins, but not really.
Yeah, like going to the beginning of the movie, it does a perfect job of like
just summing up Peter's personality.
Like the other 2 people who played Peter
were too cool.
They weren't like. Tobey Maguire's a fucking dork.
And it worked.
The way he speaks, his like body language and everything is perfect.
Facial expressions, the never making eye contact, really, like that's what Peter Parker is. The quintessential beta male. It's a beta male power fantasy, just like Superman is. Like the idea that like you're a fucking meek loser who can't talk to girls, and then you get bit by the spider and you're a hero, but you're still outside fucking of the mask, you're still a fucking nerd, You still say dumb shit. Harry Osborn doesn't live in a little place I like to call Earth. It's like
that's if you call 2 buses and a train in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's like that's your banter, bro.
adorable.
I know it works because even Mary Jane's like, like, oh, you're so cute. Like,
it's like your arms are going pretty firm lately.
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, but even when like he was like, you talk to her, and then Harry was like, all right, and he goes up and uses Peter's line.
We've all had friends that do that.
Yeah.
I used to have a friend. I'll tell you who it is later.
Yeah.
I always used to say jokes to him. Then he would go and say jokes, my jokes to everybody else, and they would get a good laugh. And I'd be like, dude, I just told you that. He's like, why did you do that? He's like, well, you weren't going to say it. And I'm like, damn, dude.
That's why I used to call this kid Corey I worked with Bit Stealer Jones. Because you know me, I'm constantly telling jokes. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I saw Corey like somewhere else, and I heard him finishing one of my jokes. It was at the supermarket, and he was talking to his friends, and I heard him finish one of my jokes. And I turned the corner, I was like, what's up, dude? And he was like, you caught me, man. And I was like, I fucking knew you steal my jokes. And it like, I wasn't mad at him, but I was just like, I knew it.
In a situation like that, you'd be like, it's kind of cool.
But then I started calling, I had Bit Killer Jones and Bit Stealer Jones. Jake was Bit Killer Jones because he could never finish a joke. And then Corey would steal my jokes.
Anyway, even at the beginning when they're going into the, what's it called, the little museum with the spiders and everything.
They're going to Oscorp, and they're going to look at spiders.
Yeah, and she's like, don't catch my bad side. That's impossible.
Right? Good line, but he doesn't follow through.
Yeah.
And then the principal, I love when the principal goes up to Harry and he's like, so you talked during that entire lecture. Let's have a little lecture about listening. And he like pulls him away, and I was like, good teacher. That's a good teacher.
Sam Raimi does a great job of every character has like
a little personality to them.
Yeah, it's just not guy walking up reading line.
And it's not just like, this guy wears a hat. You know, like that teacher was like kind of like in the 4 seconds he was on screen, you were like, he's really just was like, no, just fucking pay attention to this shit. Come on, man.
They do a good job of making Harry like the friend, but kind of like the desperate,
the friend guy who like sees himself superior to everyone, but like has an abusive thought. He doesn't know where he is, and because Peter's a loser, he hangs out with Peter because he can kind of boss Peter around.
Let's talk about Mary Jane, Kirsten Dunst.
So hot in this movie.
My childhood crush.
Dude, can you believe she was 17? No, okay. No. Anyway, yeah. She Jesus Christ, she's beautiful in this movie. The whole and good. She's not just an attractive face. She's actually when she cries at the end. Yeah. Because Peter's like, I'll be your friend. You see her like, you know, like, it was good. It was good.
She does a good scared too. Like when she's on the balcony and everything.
It's like I was saying, I was like, dude, 4chan chops this movie into reaction images because everyone's really good at emoting. Yeah. You know, fucking Willem Dafoe. If, like I was saying, if they cast anyone else or anyone like lower, the movie would have sucked.
Imagine Nick Cage as Green Goblin.
It wouldn't have quite worked though.
It would have been too over the top.
It would have been different. The movie would have been sillier. It wouldn't have.
Like we're saying, Jim Carrey's Green Goblin.
That would be terrible.
He's talking half his ass to Peter.
Boop, 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 boop. Nothing's ever serious, and you're like, Goblin.
That's Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Oh, Adam Sandler as the Goblin, just doing one of his retard voices. Shampoo is better. What? You know,
Pumpkin Bob is fun. Duh.
Or he does the "What are you waiting?" You know how he does the dumb yell.
I don't know. William Dafoe was great though.
Willem Dafoe's. I love him in every movie he's in. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen. I didn't particularly like Lighthouse, and I know that's blasphemy, but I appreciate it for everything except for the story, I think. Yeah. I liked because I liked the way they filmed it. I liked the characters. I liked the acting. I liked the sets. I liked the music. I liked everything but what was happening on the screen. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's like Ghostbusters, you know, where I like everything but what's going on. Anyways, like Willem Dafoe plays like an insane person pretty fucking well.
I don't know who plays the best comic book villain, like comic booky villain, other than him. Like, what was his? I just said it. Alfred Molina does a great job.
Yeah, he was pretty good as Ock. trying to think of
The Sandman. Like, I feel like a lot of the villains in this, other than fucking
Zod was good.
yeah,
Both Zods, the original and the remake of Man of Steel Zod.
yeah.
I liked Man of Steel Zod.
He had a very like commanding presence to
because
him.
he was just like, why do you care? We're better, you know? Like I liked that. I like that aspect of a villain where he's just like, they're ants. Like who fucking cares? Like Omni-Man and Invincible. Like I like that. What do you do in 500 years when they're all dead? I'd still have you dead. And then he flies away. Invincible's good. The show kind of sucks, but the book's amazing.
The show was-
Good comic booky villains. Arnold, Mr. Freeze, don't care. Don't care.
If you're going comic booky,
Yes,
all right.
nailed it. My boy, where's the statue? The penguin. Don't you have the statue?
Oh, it's upstairs.
Yeah. Frank Reynolds as the penguin is amazing.
Dane DeVito.
I know. It's funnier to think of it as Frank Reynolds.
That is the penguin. You start blasting.
Yeah. Bites the guy's nose. I have that poster from the nose biting scene. Cobblepot for mayor, and he's got the umbrella over his shoulder, and it's very like 1950s Art Deco.
Oh, that was a great movie too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. When the fuck did superhero movies stop being superhero movies? Where's the outlandish costumes and the ridiculous sets and the corny, are you in or are you out? It's you that's out, Goblin. Out of your mind. Like, where are those lines? You know?
Well, after The Dark Knight, everything kind of went downhill.
Super serious, and I fucking
That's
hate
why I love Shazam.
Shazam was lighthearted and fun, yeah.
Like fucking dark beginning to the movie. The beginning starts out with the kid getting summoned into the thing and being like, you're not worthy, and the father dies and everything.
Yeah.
Super dark. Then the kid's like running away because he's homeless and everything.
Yeah, I didn't like that all that much. I didn't, because, like, it was jarring and brutal, but I was like, that's not that character's origin. You know? I liked Shazam using his powers for money, because that's what I do. I like Shazam
Buying beer.
I'd like your finest beer. And then the kids spit it out. It's like the perfect way to do that scene, you know?
That was a fun movie. But you know what else was fun?
Or the guy shoots him and he's like, I'm bulletproof. Oh, and then he just beats the shit out of it.
That's exactly how I would react.
Yeah, too.
Be like, oh, you're fucked now.
It's like when Spidey got in the fight with Flash,
Yeah.
where he's just like,
Huh?
oh. And then the second guy tries to jump him and he jumps over him. The other guy goes, all right, all you, buddy. And it's just
This movie has the best usage of early 2000s slow-mo.
the burning building scene.
Yeah, and then the scene when he's getting punched, you see the arm go past him. Peter's like, huh?
What about the pumpkin bomb to the face?
Yeah, that was
That was
sick.
really good slow
Yeah.
motion, and it looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt. Like, that's the thing with the Avengers movie. It never really looks like it hurts. The only character where it looks like they get hurt is Cap.
Yeah, I was
Cap
about to say Cap gets
Cap
fucked up.
constantly gets shot in the stomach by things.
And he's always like bloody as shit, especially
Yeah.
during the Winter Soldier fights and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, I can do this all day. And it's like, I remember that.
Tony Stark did get fucked at the end of Endgame.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? Like, really? Oh, I couldn't. At the end fight, it was like when I watched the end of Jurassic World, where I was just laughing at the screen because it was so stupid.
Compare Endgame to Jurassic
Doctor
World.
Strange, you can win this fight in a second. Oh, wait, a tidal wave! I guess I'm out of the movie now. Captain Marvel, you can win this fight in a second. Just go Ultra Mode or whatever. Oh no, I get punched into space and then didn't come back for some reason. You know,
They
like,
showed how badass Scarlet Witch was.
oh, and then down like a bitch.
Because you got knocked by like a building or something.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. And then she's out of the movie for the rest of the movie.
Now she came back in that powerful women scene.
Good thing Spider-Man 2 didn't, or 1 didn't have any of that dumb bullshit. It was just Peter struggling to maintain Spider-Man with his real life, which is like the best thing about superheroes is the guy, not the hero per se, unless it's Batman, then you give a shit about. You were exactly right. Dark Knight was when it switched because they made Bruce Wayne such an uninteresting character in the Dark Knight movie that you focus solely on Batman. But if you've read a Batman comic, that's like Batman's half the fun. The other fun is watching Bruce Wayne do Bruce Wayne shit.
Yeah.
So you're right. Because all the other previous Batman movies were more about Bruce Wayne than Batman.
Well, the fucking Dark Knight made a lot of money.
It might have started with the Val Kilmer Batman, though.
No, because Val Kilmer was before George Clooney.
Yeah, but the Val Kilmer, the way Val Kilmer talks about it is he thought he was going to go in and act, but instead he was more of a prop. They would just have him stand in the bat suit in certain locations.
Yeah, because that's when he was talking about playing as Batman.
Yeah, not playing Batman, you know? So I think that's maybe when it started. When Burton... Was that a Burton one?
Joel
Schumacher. All right, yeah. I think when was Burton before or after Schumacher?
Burton was the first two, 89
okay, yeah.
Returns.
So after Burton is when it all went downhill, basically. Because, like, Spider-Man, this movie started the resurgence of superhero movies.
X-Men came out before this?
But it wasn't...
It was groundbreaking for the time.
Okay, compare this to X-Men, though. The first one.
I like the first X-Men, but this
What happens to toads when they get struck by lightning?
The same as everything else.
See? That's a good line. I appreciate that. But then, she can't act for shit and just walks forward doing this, and it looks terrible.
Yeah, but I'd like to think that was back in the day, not people not knowing how to act with CGI at the time. Because the director's trying to stand there being like, all right, pretend there's lightning coming out of your hands, and they've never seen it before on screen.
What about Lord of the Rings?
What do you mean? Effects in that sucked.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
But back to Spider-Man.
Yeah. I love how you can't. Like, no one can ever say the effects in Lord of the Rings were bad. No one can ever say that.
No, but in Spider-Man, this movie had heart.
The CGI in Spider-Man holds up.
The lighting, we were talking about that. The lighting fucking saved
and the
this movie.
cinematography. Like, anytime you could tell the CGI looked pretty bad, they put something between your field of your vision and Spider-Man.
It's just the way he moved the camera around, having things interact with the CGI.
Yeah. And the lighting and the lots of turning the camera and the pans and the zoom.
This movie was before everything was a straight CGI.
Yeah, so before you would just have an actor stand in a green square. This is like
you had the camera tricks.
You had to do some tricks.
It's like, all right, animators.
Hold on, you're saying you had to be an artist, right?
I'll say Sam Raimi's one of the best directors in the world.
I'll say he makes some of the best movies out there. I'll put that on paper.
His career is so weird though.
Because he does what he wants, I think is what it's about.
Yeah, but he made Oz.
I think he did that to then make another movie.
Yeah. He had to fund something.
Well, that's what a lot of directors will do. They'll take a piece of shit to be able to make something they want.
At least he did try in that movie. Some of the effects and stuff were pretty cool.
Yeah, but it had Franco as the lead, so it was destined to bomb. He's box office poison. Pineapple Express and this, I guess, are his best movies.
Yeah.
127 Hours, where it's just him screaming and sawing his arm off. That's a fun movie.
Disaster Artist made a good amount of money.
But Disaster Artist was just, hey, did you see The Room? Watch this fan film, basically. It was just a fan film, you know? I watched it because I liked The Room, but I was like, but this is just...
I've still never seen The Room.
But you've seen Disaster Artist? So you've seen The Room, then. Just a less funny version. Yeah.
Let's do a video.
No, I don't want to watch The Room again.
One and done.
That's like 3 and done, and I can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. But yeah, I like Norman Osborn in this movie.
Yeah, William that's what you were saying. I don't think anybody else could have played it like that.
I like the scene when he figures out Parker's Spider-Man, and he's like holding the knife, and he's like looking at everyone, and he's like, okay, I can kill them, but I'm gonna struggle with him.
Because he's trying so hard, because at first he tries to reach into like the stuffing or something, and Aunt May just slaps his hand, and he just gives it a look like, I could kill you like that.
Yeah, I know, I could kill all of you.
And then sees the wrist, and
then he's like, shit, Spider-Man's here. Okay, I could maybe
and I like
not.
This whole performance is great too, because it's him basically like panicking, being like, why does it have to be Peter?
Yeah, he really didn't want it to be Peter. Because at the graduation...
He liked Peter more than fucking his son.
Well, his son's a piece of shit, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. And then he gives that awesome, really good advice to his son at the elevator. It's the best advice you can ever tell a rich kid.
Just use her up and throw her away.
Broom her away. I like that.
I love his voice, how like he had the gravitas. That's a great way of changing your voice.
But it wasn't like the Christian Bale, woo, woo, woo.
I'm saying it was a great way because he had like kind of a little weaselly type of voice when he was Norman.
Did you notice when he was in the goblin costume, he was always standing with his knees slightly bent and hunched over like a goblin, like, man, he was always doing that. Like, little choices, like, he could have just stood there, I'm the Green Goblin, but he went, nah, you know?
What'd you think of the costume? Let's talk about the costumes in general.
Controversy with the Goblin costume. A lot of people don't like it because it looks like a Power Rangers costume, but I think
I fucking love it.
I think in the context of the movie and the subject matter and everything else, it works.
Especially the timing. It's supposed to be like a military suit.
It fits within the universe because remember the other Quest aeronautics is like a weird tube with guns and like it's like it fits. Everyone was doing dumb shit.
I still would have loved to see the screen test ones they had of the actual mask.
I'm glad they didn't go with a rubber mask though, because it would make a lot of the stuff Goblin does seem like out of like it makes sense that Peter does it because we get that cool scene where they explain why spiders are super fucking awesome, right? And then the Goblin origin thing is it makes you 800% stronger, but you go insane, and then he just gets sprayed with gas, and we don't get to see him. He just throws the guy through the thing, and you're like, okay, whatever. But if he was in a regular costume, like fucking flying around, like throwing bombs and shit, you'd be like, all right. But if he had the military costume where he could actually control the glider and like,
I just love how corny that costume is.
Yeah.
I love Hobgoblin's costume, the color change.
Oh, the orange and gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. I liked. This is the best spider suit.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Best. I think it's my favorite spider symbol, even in the printed.
You want to know why it's so good? Because they didn't really try to change it. They're like, let's just make the spider suit. Let's add no stupid white to it, or the
little black things going across.
None of that. You know.
I don't know.
It wasn't shiny like the Tom Holland one is now.
I don't know why it has to be so techie.
Because
like if they made him make it techie, I guess.
No, you want to know why it's got to be techie? Because we get to do that cool scene where it's like a transformation scene. Even though Parker running down the alleyway and fucking throwing his mask on and ripping his shirt off was way cooler than
him like.
What about the Iron Man? Poof, and then he like turns and that was so lame. But like Parker sprinting down a hallway desperately trying to save the woman he loves and ripping his shirt open.
And the best part about that scene too is he didn't even have time to put his mask on.
Yeah,
like, you could tell he's like trying to do it all as she's like getting, and he's like, "Fuck, I gotta step in now."
Yep. Runs as fast as he can, like then yanks it. And I love how he picks the last guy up and is like gonna slam him on the ground hard.
Mary Jane's just like, he's like, "I can't do this."
And he goes, "Oh," and just drops him. You could tell he's about to be like, "Fuck you," you know. Break every bone in that guy's body.
I really wonder how I would be like in response to like having that strength, because the whole thing, the best thing about the Superior Spider-Man is the first fight he gets into. They're like,
kills him.
Whoa, you're not like this.
He kills that guy that can't feel fear in the diner, right?
I can't remember.
And then the guy gets scared because Spider-Man's actually going to kill him, and he goes, "Thank you, Spider-Man," and he goes, "You're welcome," and punches through his skull. And you're like, "Damn, Doc Ock."
Then the first time Peter comes back, gets against Green Goblin, and Peter does a little quip, and he's like, "It's you."
Remember when Norman Osborn fucked Mary Jane in the comics?
That was so stupid.
So stupid. Remember One More Day where they just undo the Mary Jane Peter Parker relationship for some fucking reason?
Well, I think that's what they're doing in the new movie too.
That would be awesome if they got rid of MJ, the Zendaya MJ. I fucking hate her character. Why would I want to be near a monument built by slaves? You're insufferable. Fuck off.
It was a reason for her to be outside to see everything.
I know, but it's like, I like the view from out here better.
Yeah.
But yeah, geez, the music was great.
Danny Elfman, man.
Yeah.
I think out of a lot of superhero movies, this might be my favorite, like, soundtrack.
Having rewatched
minus Nickelback.
Having rewatched it, it's like, not even as a superhero movie, just as a good movie in general.
Yeah.
I forgot how good this movie was.
Spider-Man 2 soundtrack's my favorite.
Oh, I can't wait for Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, because I watched all the scenes on YouTube that I wanted, you know how they do those 1 to 10 scene, like best scenes in a movie. So I watched all those for Spider-Man 1, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's great, but will I really enjoy watching it from start to finish?
Well, that's the thing. This movie does what a lot of superhero movies don't do now.
Characters.
They build the characters from the beginning. And it's not just spectacle after spectacle. It's not like them
It's
walking
not-
into a scene, exposition, going away.
Like Doctor Strange, literally every scene was him walking to a room and explaining why he was there.
Yeah.
And then he got his doctor powers. He got his he became the best
in
surgeon in the
college.
world. Don't worry, I can prescribe Tylenol. We're saved. Yeah, up until he gets his magic powers, he's just like, I'm the world's best surgeon. And then when he gets in the car accident, I can't perform surgery. And let's talk about Aunt May and Uncle Ben's relationship.
Yeah, this is definitely the best
Aunt
May and Uncle Ben I think we're gonna get.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get better than those two.
Well, they're great actors to begin with. Even
classical actors,
yeah.
like classical, like perfect, like known for doing great movies, and they got cast in these weird Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
And they're such a cute couple.
Yeah,
the scene when he's like, Peter, let me drive you, and he just looks at her and goes, I got this.
Yeah, like they're such a cute couple. The whole Peter's household being full of love was really like in the other movies it's all the newest one, Aunt May is obviously a whore who got stuck with her sister's kid, right?
No, I think she's more just dealing with having Uncle Ben being gone.
Nope. I think she was like a 30-something-year-old slut riding the cock carousel, and then her sister died, and now she's got this kid, and she's like, man, I can't go out and fucking do drugs anymore.
It's awful.
I think that's what that Aunt May is, because it's all single mothers. So anyway,
editing's so hard.
I know, yeah, but and then I don't even remember the Andrew Garfield Aunt May.
Yeah, those movies are just forgettable.
They're so bad.
The first costume was awful.
I don't even remember it.
The second one was okay.
I didn't see the second one, I think.
It was bad. Don't watch it.
I know Jamie Foxx is in it, and they have a dubstep fight.
So stupid. My God, I forgot about that.
I think I watched that scene on YouTube and was like, dodged a bullet.
I don't know what the fuck they were. That's what happens when you have people who direct music videos, direct movies.
Well, what the real story with the Garfield one is, Sony was about to. The way you have a license is you have to do something with the product every so often.
Yeah, so they had to make it.
So they made these crappy Andrew Garfield things just to retain the license.
I hate how everybody's
that Fantastic Four movie, the Roger Corman one that is actually, from what I understand, all things considered, the best Fantastic Four movie.
Probably.
Because...
Even the new one with, what's his name, the Chronicle guy, was a cheap ploy to get them to keep the rights and everything.
Well, they want to introduce him to the MCU, but it's like you've poisoned the Fantastic Four's name.
Yeah, I think that's why they're going to slowly introduce it into the movies, to get people to be like, they're not that bad.
As soon as I hear mention of the Baxter Building, that's when I'll be like, okay, so they're doing Fantastic Four now. But they have yet to mention the Baxter Building.
Well, I think in the future movies, they're going to buy Avengers Tower.
Or
that's gonna be the
Von Doom Industries. We haven't heard about Von Doom or Latveria.
I fucking can't wait to see Doom on film.
What was it? Sarkovia was the one in the Avengers movie. Just make it Latveria and make that the reason why Doom stepped into power. Boom.
Well, I think all that happened before they got the rights to Fantastic
I know, but I'm
Four,
just saying that's what I would have done. I would have set it up like that. But back to Spider-Man. Mary Jane's dad was really cool. I identified with that character.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought he, fat, bald, angry. I get it. I don't even remember what he was. I'll never be like her. You're trash.
You muff garbage.
Yeah, muff, you fucking bitch. He never hit her though. He just yelled at her a lot.
I don't know that.
True.
He saves the hitting for the mother.
Right. No, the mom's dead, I assume.
No, because there's a scene where Peter's like, oh, your mom was talking to Aunt May and I heard it.
Mom talked to Aunt May. What did you call it? The hotline.
Fucking pay attention.
I just assumed the mom was dead because that would give the dad more reason to be a douchebag. He's mourning the death of his wife, so he's drinking, and then he's taking his sadness out as anger on his daughter. It's a much more interesting character, don't you think? I should write movies.
Just white trash family.
Nah, white trash are living in suburbs in New York, like Yonkers. I don't see it. I don't know where Yonkers is. especially living next to Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Don't you think Uncle Ben would have stepped over there and been like, "Listen here, pal," you know?
Just mind your own business. It's not our problem.
No, Uncle Ben.
That's Aunt May.
Yeah, Uncle Ben. Did he get carjacked, or did he see the guy running down the street and try and stop him?
No, he got carjacked.
Yeah, but how was he that far? They could have pulled him over there. Because he was like a foot away from the street, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he was sitting in his car waiting for Peter.
Yeah, he was sitting waiting for Peter. Guy comes up with the gun.
Oh, they struggle, shoots him on the sidewalk, gets in his car and drives away.
Yeah, the Uncle Ben death scene was fucking crazy in this movie.
It was way better. It was actually like sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the acting of him dying.
Like
Peter.
Where at first he's like looking around and then he focuses on Peter. Yeah, like little details like that.
We didn't even talk about the wrestling scene yet.
Oh, with Bonesaw.
Bonesaw's ready.
There's a really good comic that explains why that event is happening, and I don't want to spoil it, but if you find it out there, you should read it. It's a little one-off. But yeah, Bonesaw and Parker exchange homophobic slurs, and then Peter Parker beats him up. Like, beats the shit out of him. Like, knocks him unconscious, and the ref just calls it.
Bonesaw was beating the shit out of him. Then Peter hits him with a few kicks.
To the fucking chest and head.
Slings him into the fucking steel cage, and he just gets knocked
And the ref goes, out. "That's my friend. 1, 2, 3, it's over."
I remember being a kid being like, "That's not how wrestling works. He didn't pin him."
No, they were like, "That man's probably dead. We need to get him to a hospital."
We've never seen anybody do Bonesaw like this.
And then the robbery scene.
Yeah.
Thanks.
$100? Yeah, that's all you get. Get out of here.
But the more important scene in that is the "not my problem." And then he fucking murders him 5 minutes later. Just beats the shit out of him, breaks his arm.
That was brutal as fuck.
Puts the gun in his face and he just grabs it and then twists the wrist the wrong way.
And he doesn't kill him.
Guy trips over
doesn't
a pipe.
Save him.
Yeah, but it's better than the Batman scene where Batman's like, "I don't have to save you." And he flies away.
God, yeah.
Because no, you chose to murder him.
Yeah. It's like you knew he was going to die. This was kind of accidental. Peter just got this power.
Peter's first day on the job. He didn't know what was up.
Wasn't even on a job yet.
Wasn't even on the job. It was on the way to the interview.
It's like, I want to be a fireman trying to save a fire.
There's like a house on fire and you're like, I can't do anything. Sorry. I don't know how to do it yet. Yeah, and then this movie does a good job of like skipping through time but not making it feel jarring.
Yeah.
Like a lot of modern superhero movies will just skip to like, it'll just say like 10 years later. And you're like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, because it was like graduation. Then you have Peter just running into Mary Jane after his job gets out.
Yeah, and you know, she flashes him and he's like, "Noise." And then
waitress.
Yeah. It's his new fetish. Then it cuts to them or later on in the movie it's Thanksgiving, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay. So like summer to winter, they do the Macy's Day Parade, right? So it's
I love that scene. He's jumping on the balloons and stuff.
I like how it's not the Macy's Day Parade because I've never seen those floats before.
I just love when you have Green Goblin coming in and you just hear,
people are like, what is this? New? Even
the fucking scientist, like the
scientist who made it,
like he knows the tech out there. He's like, oh, it must be part of the parade.
The scientist who made it and the general who ordered its creation are like, is this new?
It's like,
you deserve to get
pumpkin bombed.
You deserve to get turned into skeletons. You deserve it. And then Harry ditches MJ on the fucking balcony, and she's like, "Fuck that asshole."
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even really think about that too much. That's showing his cowardice.
He was a coward.
I guess I like Spider-Man. We'll get to Spider-Man 3 when we get there.
It's gonna be rough. It's definitely the worst of the three, but I still
think it's better than most.
Hold on, when was the last time you watched it?
Like a year ago.
Bullshit.
No, I watched
on
it.
TV?
Was on TV.
Yeah, there we go. You didn't watch it though, because TV edits. Keep that in mind. So
we'll get to Spider-Man 3. I have a whole thing about that movie defending it.
Too many villains.
Well, he didn't. We'll get to it. He didn't want Venom.
If it was just a Sandman movie, it would have been great.
Yeah.
Imagine if Doc Ock had like Vulture running around in the background the whole movie. You'd be like, why is this happening? Goblet Glider was super cool.
Yeah.
Blades in the front are a little overkill if you think about it. It was supposed to be used for like military purposes. There's no way a glider would just be bayonet charging into a random soldier.
Yeah, Norman made it. He might have added onto it.
Yeah, he might have added onto it, true.
And they might shoot out.
even so,
That'd be brutal. Just all of a sudden you see a glider.
Yeah, but it's like they had 6 machine guns, so like why not just use those and the rockets?
I love the rocket effects where it just like sparks.
Yeah, that 2000s. Now it's like boom, 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 and you see it from like 3 angles.
That was the other good thing. The editing with like the fight scenes.
When Spider-Man gets slammed against the grate and just gets worked in the ribs and in the face.
Yeah, like some of the scenes they had like the quick cuts, but it kind of worked with
the final battle did the quick cuts because I mean they're not martial artists, right? You work with what you're given, but the cuts worked.
It was impactful.
Yeah,
the cuts. It wasn't just like quick cuts to get around the bad
not
acting.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, but it actually like when the punches were thrown, the camera goes with it.
Yeah. But the egregious one is the knee to the face because you see the knee coming up and then it cuts to Peter mid backflip and it's like, yeah, all right.
It didn't look like it connected at all.
No, not at all. But yeah, I like Gabi's ploy because the first time I saw it, I believed him up until I saw him touch the button.
Yeah.
Because in my head, he was like, oh, he must have hit him hard enough in the head for Osborn to come back to the forefront.
Yeah.
But I think at that point, Goblin and Osborn were the same.
Yeah, it was just an excuse he was trying to make for himself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I believed it for a split second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't think the fucking glider was going to come with spikes.
I didn't see that. As a kid, I was like, whoa.
Like, anybody that's watching this movie being like, no, he's faking.
Yeah.
You're probably lying.
I was a kid when I saw it, though.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
still.
I didn't even know, like...
Especially back then, superhero movies expecting that.
Yeah, and I didn't know, like, the false surrender trope, you know?
But I didn't see the death coming like that. For that kind of...
It was brutal.
For that time period.
It was brutal for a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get stabbed in the stomach, he got stabbed in the dick.
Right in the dick.
Right in the dick. And you can go back and watch. You can see his
You can
stomach.
see, like, the muscle, like the six-pack thing.
Yeah.
Is right there, and he gets hit right in the hips.
They call it, like, the root, you know?
Yeah.
Like, right at your root.
Right at your V.
Sucks. That's a shitty way to die, too. Because it severs all your arteries.
Yeah.
And you bleed out real quick. But it's like, the dick, you know?
Don't tell Harry.
that my dick's mutilated. Bury me in a closed casket, Peter.
Death by dick.
Yeah, but don't tell Harry. And then Spider-Man leaving him.
He didn't leave him. We brought him.
But the leaving scene.
Yeah.
Where Harry reaches for the gun and Spider-Man's gone. Yeah, this movie, like...
It was a Batman movie.
It was totally a Batman. It was a better Batman movie.
Oh, imagine Sam Raimi making a Batman movie.
That's what I was thinking the entire time.
With the horror stuff.
With the way that's in the spooky scene where he's
in the warehouse
and he goes back up.
Yeah.
and you see his shadows and stuff.
Fucking Batman could do that.
Raimi would make an awesome Batman. Raimi would make a great Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, no, I'm so tired of Dark Knight
No,
Returns.
but just that one fight scene where he's fighting the 5 guys, he's a little out of shape, so he has to use stealth in that building to fight them all. A Batman that actually uses stealth would be interesting.
A Batman Year One, where he has to use stealth because he's not so...
Give Raimi Year One.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, but we have Planet of the Apes guy on it, so I forget his name.
Charlton Heston?
No.
Because he's dead.
I'm hoping that movie's good.
They hear me making fun of Charlton Heston. Let's talk about the graveyard scene.
Oh, that was sad.
He walks over to his friend and he goes, "Hey man, I'm really sorry about this." And he goes, I'm going to make Spider-Man pay if it's the last thing I do.
But you're my best bro.
We got to stick together, Peter, because you're the only family I have left. And then Peter hugs him and is like, "Oh God, you're going to dedicate the rest of your life to killing me." Shit. And then he goes over to MJ and she's like, "I fucking love you." And he's like, "I love you as a friend." Because Goblin went right after her right away.
Yeah.
You know, so went after her and Aunt May. So he realizes, like, I can't be close to my loved ones anymore. And my best friend wants to kill me.
This is the only Spider-Man movie that did Peter. You know what I mean?
It did a Spider-Man story right, where Spider-Man wins, but he loses.
Spider-Man never wins.
He wins the fight, but he loses.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Like, he saves Gwen Stacy. He saved Gwen Stacy. Kinda. You know?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was choking up my own spit.
It
happens sometimes.
Yeah, fat people. Thinking about food and you just... Anyway.
Yeah, best Peter,
Best Peter,
best Spider-Man.
best Spider suit.
You know what I hate? People are like Andrew Garfield's the best quips. No, Peter has Tobey Maguire has the best quips. They're not overused. He does it in a good way to Wait, you like Andrew Garfield's better?
I don't like his Spider-Man, but like when the guy pulls the knife on him and he's like, "Oh no, a knife!" That was good. Like, and then you got Tom Holland's like, "I didn't know the Avengers were in town," and it's like that.
That was kind of funny.
But it's lame.
But he fought with the Avengers.
But it's lame.
Nah.
It's not. You're the one that's out, Gobbo, out of your mind.
I think if Tom Holland was directed by Sam Raimi, it would be perfect.
If any of the actors were directed by Sam Raimi, they'd be good because Sam Raimi is an actor's director. I think. I don't know.
I haven't heard anything bad about
I've
Sam
never
Raimi.
worked with him, so I can't say. But Bruce Campbell seems like a pretty decent dude, and he likes Sam Raimi. So
I hope Bruce Campbell just gets high all day now.
He wrote a book. Did you read it?
I read 2 of them.
I don't know if he's written a third.
He did. There's If Chins Can Kill, Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way, and then the third one, I forget the name.
Yes. Bruce Campbell has a cameo in this because it's a Raimi film.
The fucking wrestling announcer.
Oh shit, we didn't talk about Jameson. The best cast character in the movie. Perfect performance.
So good they brought him back for fucking the new ones, but they made him an Alex Jones character.
Which kind of defeats
him.
No, it defeats the purpose.
Well, then...
Because he's just... Unless you're saying Alex Jones is secretly a hero.
Well, in this universe, yeah, I guess.
Because Jonah, when Goblin is like, "Give me your photographer," he's like, not
stuff gets mailed in.
I don't know. Even though Parker's in the room with him, he's still like, I don't know who it is, like defending his. And people say he was just defending his money, but it's like, no. Jameson's a straightforward dude.
He would not risk his life for a few photos.
No, he was saving Peters.
And then they have the deleted scene where that's why I don't think he hates Spider-Man. I think he secretly loves him, but he just likes the negative publicity sells more papers.
Sells paper. Well, that's what he said.
Because there's a deleted scene when he's in the Spider-Man suit jumping around his room.
Yeah.
I wish I kept that.
No, but they do talk about, like, he does kind of say that. When Parker's like, he's not a menace, and he goes, I don't care. Like, this is what sells. Do you trust anyone? I trust my barber, like, yeah.
Everything that came out of his mouth in this movie was gold.
When he picks up the phone to yell at the guy and the guy walks in and he just...
Oh.
Yeah. The way he's just always smoking a cigar and screaming at people.
Chucking it out the window. It's like, it's going to hit somebody.
Such a good character. Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
Now, next week I'll be able to say, but debating on whether this movie edges out 2 for my favorite.
Now that I've re-seen it, it might edge out 2 in my opinion.
I have to rewatch 2.
We got to rewatch 2 because, like, I forgot how good 1 was.
I've always said 1 was probably.
Like, you know how I shit on superhero movies constantly,
and you know what I fucking hate. Oh, The Dark Knight's the best superhero. No,
this is
Spider-Man is a superhero movie.
Yeah, this is like the pinnacle. How many people does he save?
Everybody.
He saved, and when the town rises up to fight with Spider-Man, and
he's trying to hold on to what are those things called?
Trolley.
The trolleys, like it's fucking brutal too.
Not trolley, catamaran. Not catamaran. That's
those
boat.
Things that fucking do the thing.
You ride one, not a ski lift. Not
a boxcar thing.
Maybe it is called a trolley.
Trolley's a train thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it like runs on a
Well, it's a thing going on a wire.
Yeah, it's one of those cabins on a wire.
So the whole scene, he's just getting a shit beat out of him, and he's still holding on. Then you have the scene where you just see like the glove, the red from the glove, and everything just go right onto the wire. It looks like blood.
Which was really good. And then Goblin like lines up the shot to kill Parker, and a fucking brick hits him in the head, and he looks up, and they're like, "Fuck you!" Trying to hit a man while he's trying to save kids. What's fucking wrong? And they just one dude nails him in the face with a crowbar. Like, it's great. This is New York.
Like, people need to realize this is the best superhero movie.
Yeah,
it's my favorite origin movie because like
it's not even an origin flick per se. The origin is only the first 10 minutes. The rest is Peter Parker being Spider-Man and learning who he is.
Well, I would say year 1 movie is the origin. seeing how he got there and what he did for that
I guess
first year.
you could call this an origin flick, but then you would be calling like A New Hope an origin flick.
It is the origin of the crew.
The crew? That's what they call themselves? It's Han Solo of the crew.
Yo, man, we're the H crew.
H crew? What is the H crew? What is...
Han crew.
You could have gone with the
I know.
Falcon crew,
Shut
you
up.
fucking idiot. God, why am I friends with you?
Yes, I recommend this movie.
Absolutely, 100%. Rewatch it. It's really, really good. Especially in a world where movies like Black Widow exist. You know, like... come
Superhero
on, man.
movies, like during this time, we were getting X-Men, Blade, Spider-Man.
Daredevil.
Fuck you.
What?
The rated R version of Daredevil's not as bad. I think they need to make
Did
an
we
edit.
get Catwoman too
Yeah.
around this time? Yeah, we
Like-
got Catwoman. We got the Fantastic Four. The Jessica Alba one.
I still
Which
think
was
those movies
the
are kind of
best
fun.
casting for Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
That was the best.
I still think Chris Evans is a great Human Torch too.
Yeah, he's okay.
And that scene when he's chasing Silver Surfer through the city and
I
everything.
never saw the second one.
You didn't see that? That's the only good scene in the movie.
You want to know why I didn't see the second one?
Because the first one sucks.
Yeah, because the first one was so fucking bad.
But thanks for watching. Let us know what you guys thought of this movie. Chris Strong and Eskimo. I've been Chad. Thanks for watching.
Eskimos.